Hello, I'm Jeremy Foley, Director of Sales of the Bodies of Art collection that is introducing Jeremabilia to the world. The origins of Jeremabilia come from his mother, Rocio Foley, who knew, of course, that her son was destined for great things. As such, she saved everything she could from his childhood and on. She didn't throw away anything that, at least that she could catch me not throwing away. And so you can see here we've amassed an enormous collection of over 700 items, different clothes from different eras. Over there we have probably 4 to 5. Over there 6 to 7. Oh, these are infant clothes over here. This would be getting close into the teens. And then over here we have, looks like 8 to 10. And over here definitely young adult and teen clothes. Plus, we also have over here wardrobes full of all the other shirts and other Jeremabilia that Jeremy Foley once owned. Plus, we also have examples of Jeremy Foley's. We have an extensive collection of Jeremy Foley's schoolwork from kindergarten through high school. Here, of course, you can see, can you find the animal? What is it? It's a cat, stupid. Here, of course, we've displayed many of his shoes on what we like to call the chandelier. It's like a chandelier, only it's made out of shoes. You can see the baby shoes up there, and then of course as we go down, you'll see all of these other shoes that were once owned and worn by Jeremy Foley himself. As you can see, moving over here, we also have several items of clothing that you can see he's worn in his headshots, and also over here this is of course an early edition of his movie Caitlin's Way. You shall see probably in a moment he'll be showing up as the star. And Academy Kids, of course, was the management company that got Jeremy started, and his first big movie part was of course Dante's Peak, and from there it just snowballed into several other feature films. He did one over here, Soccer Dog, which was filmed by some people he met on Dante's Peak. And he was starring that. That was James Marshall and Olivia Diabo. Those were his parents in the film. And he was also had over 50 episodes of Caitlin's Way, in which he played Caitlin's, basically her cousin or brother in the Caitlin's Way show. Of course, that ran for a couple of years on Nickelodeon. Then over here, TV series. Ultimately, though, Courtney Foley, Jeremy Foley's sister, who we call Courtney the Genius Foley, realized that Jeremy's middle name was Art. He is in fact Art himself. And although you can own something that Jeremy Foley once owned, what if you could actually own a piece of Jeremy Foley? Now, fortunately, the laws of this great nation don't allow for people to own actual body parts, but what she decided to do was to cast individually each part of Jeremy Foley's body and create the Bodies of Art collection. You can see we've got his toes, he's got his feet, he's got his fingers, he's got his hands, he's got his thighs, each one of them imaginatively displayed and mounted by Courtney the Genius Foley. As well as being able to purchase these, what will eventually happen, of course, is Jeremy, for every piece that is purchased, Jeremy will donate his body to the Museum of Jeremy Foley, where he will ultimately be displayed and plastinated. The nice thing about the plastination is for an additional fee, he will tattoo your corporate logo on his body. And of course, then you will achieve something for your corporation that has never before been offered: eternal advertising. All of his body is available except for his head, his genitals, and they were saving those two pieces out simply because his genitals will be willed to his heirs as the family jewels, and his head will be cryonically preserved by the Alcor Foundation, and this way Jeremy will become one of the first celebrities that will have a first and second generation, should medical science allow for it. And so you will actually be getting in on the first generation Jeremabilia collectability. He's going to be giving 25% of all the proceeds raised from the Bodies of Art program to wounded veterans. So not only is he giving himself so that others may live, but he's coming back too. And here, of course, you can see the price list for the Jeremabilia. We start out at a tax-deductible $250, and as scarcity drives value, we double the price for each toe. As you can see, should we be able to sell the entire Bodies of Art collection, we will raise $116 million. That would result in over $25 million for wounded veterans. And I ask you, what sort of artistic display better epitomizes the plight of our wounded veterans than the Bodies of Art? Of course, that's not all. We also have the Jeremabilia game. It's called Badopoly. The first person to collect an entire game wins. And we have a little thing up there. Oh, you roll the dice, you get the part, you put it together. That's a start. Come on, everyone. It's lots of fun. Come on and play Badopoly. We also have the new designer scent that we'll be placing up for offering. This is, of course, intellectual property that people can go ahead and we will license this to people. It's the new designer scent, Desperation 2009. Something definitely of our era. And then, of course, you can see all of more Jeremabilia. Jeremy was once a karate person. Let me move that. We're still in construction here. As you can see, this is not quite ready. And plus you can see a boot like he wore for Dante's Peak. This is similar to the one he wore. He liked them so much. We've only been able to find one though. Not sure where the other one is yet. However, we're still exploring vast treasure troves of Jeremabilia. We have pictures of Jeremy here. And we might add that each of these clothes too, many of them can be documented. And as the photograph would document that Jeremy Foley actually wore that piece of clothing. Besides all that, we also have the Bodies of Art movie, which will be starring Courtney Foley, directed by Courtney Foley, produced by Courtney Foley, costumes by Courtney Foley, casting by Courtney Foley, photography by Courtney Foley. She's even going to do the catering. The screenplay that Courtney Foley has written, and as you see here it is, documentation, registration, Courtney Foley right there, the Bodies of Art film. And we'll be licensing or offering that for well, I can't remember what they call it. Here you can see these are the weapons of young Jeremy Foley. These are BB guns and stuff that he had when he was younger. He also collected Simpsons memorabilia. And of course here it is, 25% of all our proceeds will be going to wounded veterans. And so we have all the displays for Jeremabilia, the movie posters, the pictures of all the stars, and we also have the Yes We Can poster. Yes we can! We're going to go ahead and we're going to sell that, and we aren't going to save a single penny of it. This is not some sort of government-funded program. No, indeed. This is an entrepreneurial effort, and we're taking all our creative efforts and all our creative energies and we're putting them in out there for sale, and we're going to take, if we raise $120 million, we guarantee we will not have one penny left in 12 months. We're going to hire people, we're going to make movies, we're going to dispose of that money, we're going to put people to work. This is actually a put people to work program. This is not like, oh, I'm going to save a lot of money. No, we're going to blow it all. Not a penny is going to be left over. In fact, this very house that we are in is the largest piece of Jeremabilia, and it will be included in the entire sale. You, Mr. Art Collector, you, Mr. Museum Director, you could own this entire complex of ideas and artistic endeavor for only, retail for Jeremabilia is $116 million. We're willing to go $90 million. That's a savings of over $26 million over retail. And we're flexible on pricing. We would like to stick with the $25 million for the wounded veterans. We should be able to help at least 25 veterans that way.